The world around us is made of tiny strings that vibrate to the song of the multiverse. If you listen closely, you can hear the stories they sing of times long past and lands now lost. This is one such story. Eleanor looked out at the fields of corn and thought of the dark rumors she had overheard last night. It seemed strange for her thoughts to be pulled to these dark rumors on such a beautiful day, but she couldn't help herself, for it seemed impossible to think of anything else. And indeed, to understand Eleanor's story, you must understand these rumors, yet, in order to decipher the rumors, you must first have an understanding of Eleanor's world. Eleanor lives on All River Island, a part of the Caledon Kingdom. All River Island lies in the Great Basin just outside where the four great rivers of Caledon nearly meet. The great rivers are the River of Life, the River of Magic, the River of Knowledge, and the River of Strength. The River of Life and the River of Knowledge flow north out of the Great Basin, while the River of Magic and the River of Strength flow south into the Great Basin. The names of these rivers and the direction of their flows is representative of how the forces they embody struggle against the Shadow Kingdom to the south. Now, with this having been told, we can discuss the rumors that have invaded Eleanor's thoughts. The word from the cargo ships and trading vessels that navigate up and down the great rivers have warned that the flows are changing. The River of Magic and the River of Strength have slowed to a gentle drift, while the River of Life and the River of Knowledge now rush at a seemingly unfathomable pace. A change in the flows such as this has not occurred in Caledon for 15 years, since the Great Battle of Water's End. Eleanor contemplated this, and more, as her eyes glazed over to the world around her. Suddenly, Eleanor became aware of a tall figure cloaked in white with a pointed hat and long walking stick. It took her a moment, but she soon recognized the figure as Terestal, the court mage in Stonepeak Castle. After another moment, Eleanor noticed that the wizard walked with a slight limp, and his cloak was torn and bloody near his right foot. When the mage drew closer, he stopped and stared back at Eleanor. "Hello," she said. "My name is Eleanor Carter of All River Island, and though you may not know me, I know you as Terestal, the great wizard of Stonepeak Castle. I want to thank you for all you have done for this island and offer you my aid as I see that you are hurt and I have some knowledge of salves and dressings." Terestal stood for a moment and then responded, "Though my hat may be pointed and my beard may be long, do not mistake me for a wizard. Wizards sit in their towers and hypothesize and prophesize on ideas that never seem to quite materialize, and the whole time they were too confounded to realize that they didn't have any pants on. No, young child, I am not a wizard, but a mage. I use magic for practical purposes, like stopping a 1,000-year flood, as opposed to trying to predict when the next one will occur. I could give them a hint, probably about 1,000 years. I apologize. I've returned your kind-heartedness with scorn, but I will take you up on your offer, young Eleanor Carter, and in return I will tell you the story of how I received this wound, though it hurts my pride more than it does my body." "Well, all right, Mr. Mage," said Eleanor. "Take a seat here while I prepare my materials." Terestal sat on a short stump as Eleanor took various bottles and bandages out of her bag and placed them on a nearby stone. As she started to work, the mage began to tell her of his tale. "Official business, they call it. Whatever that is, yet, as a member of the court, this is one of the mundane responsibilities that I must partake in. Today's official business brought me to Port Prosper, and with an early end, a beautiful day, and a complete lack of eagerness to return to the court, I decided to walk back to Stonepeak Castle. Soon, when I had entered Evergreen Grove, I saw a magnificent sight. Are you familiar with the golden hair?" "It's a rabbit that's been covered in gold dust, right?" responded Eleanor.
That's what the traveling carnies will try to pass off as a golden hare, but a true golden hare is a truly golden animal with hair like the afternoon sun. It is said that if you catch a golden hare, you look into its eyes, you will see your future. Always curious in what the future has in store, I summoned forth an alteration spell to keep the animal in place. Yet my magic seemed to have no effect. The hare continued to wander and stoop amongst the brush. I again summoned forth my will and attempted to levitate the hare towards me, but the animal merely rolled on its back and stretched its feet into the air. This time I began to get frustrated, and realizing my magic powers would have no effect on this creature, I leaped towards it to try to catch it with my hands. As if anticipating my thoughts, the hare was already on its feet and running through the brush and darting through the trees. I trailed behind, enchanting myself to increase my speed and agility, but the creature managed to stay outside of my grasp. Suddenly, it darted into a ravine. As I turned in to follow, I twisted my ankle and fell into a patch of thorns. My pride was really hurt most of all. The great Terestal felled by a golden hare. Maybe I should have been a wizard after all, said the mage. Eleanor stood up and met Terestal's eyes. I don't think you have anything to be ashamed of. It sounds like a very valiant chase to me, said Eleanor. You are very kind, and I can see by your bandage and ointments that you are also very wise. How did a young girl such as yourself learn these skills? Asked Terestal. I learned from my mother, responded Eleanor. We walk through the forests and meadows, and she tells me of the different plants and shows me how they can be used to help people. We may sleep in a house, but the island is our home. We share our home with the plants around us, and we take care of them, and they take care of us. You truly are wise beyond your years, young girl, said Terestal. Continue your quest for knowledge and lend aid to those who are in need. One day I will return here and repay you for your kindness. But until then, remain watchful, for the tides are changing, and I fear all River Island will be the first place to feel the waters rise. And with that, the mage leaned on his staff, turned, and walked away. Eleanor stood and watched the mage disappear into the horizon as her thoughts were drawn back to the dark rumors of the night.